Welcome to a new video of the series 101 Mondays, where we're going to give some beginner tutorials for people who are just starting out with UChat and might need these additional tips. And maybe even advanced users will also learn something about certain features that have different kinds of sections. So today we want to discuss keywords because they are an underrated but really powerful feature within the platform. And this provides us with the option to automate certain flows, to trigger certain flows whenever a user types in certain words when having the conversation with the chatbot. Now, there are two types of keywords, and if we're going to take a look, we can go towards automation, then we have keywords. If we go towards the top right corner, we can enter a new keyword. And if we take a look here, you can give the keyword a name. So for example, let's say this will be for support purposes. And then we have certain filters. With the certain filters in place, we can have an if message is. So if the message is, or if the keyword is exactly this keyword, so let's say help, right? Then only this reply text that we can set up, which is optional, or triggering the subflow will then be activated. If we switch the filter to if message contains help, so for example, hi, I really need some help, is anyone there? Then this keyword will also trigger, because now this input from the user contains the word help in its sentence. And that is the difference between these two filters. Now, we also have different kinds of filters, as you can see, if message contains a word, if the message starts with a certain word. You can even have a keyword to resume the automation. So whenever a chatbot is paused, which we'll also show shortly, then you can have this keyword to automatically unpause the chatbot and basically continue the conversation between chatbot and the user. But we also have keywords to trigger if the message is a image, is a sticker, is an audio, video, or a regular file, if the message is a location, or even if the message is a thumbs up, if it's on the Facebook channel. So there are a lot of filters in place that we can use, and you can try and experiment with each one. But for now, we are going with the most simple versions. So let's go with the filter if message contains help. Now, the next step is optional, but you can also already set up a reply message here. In the majority of the time, most people would like to prefer to just trigger the flow and send the message there, but know that you can also set up a static text message here. You can, for example, say, sure, how can we help? And you can also add different kinds of variations to basically mix and match to make the conversation a little bit different every single time. You can also use variables inside of your reply text message if you so wish. So if you are corresponding with the user on, for example, Facebook or Instagram, WhatsApp, the first name will automatically be fetched for you. So you can use the first name. As mentioned, these are mostly optional. And for now, we will also leave them blank, but just know that you can add them here if you so like. So for now, let's set up a subflow where we can reply towards the user. So let's go with a subflow that I prepared, which will be help needed. If we say save, you will see that the keyword is now being added towards the keyword list overview, where except for the default reply, you now also have a keyword with the name support. And if the message contains help, then this flow will be triggered. Now, if we're going to take a look inside of this flow, you will see that we only have a question node where we are going to wait for the user's input. Now, this is useful because you can now assign the user's response directly towards a custom field, but it also provides a challenge because if the user now wants to trigger another keyword, it is not possible because the user is stuck inside of this question node until this question node expires. So that means that once the user replied towards this question node, you would continue towards the next step by connecting the continue to next step to a node or, for example, a go-to flow to bring the user towards another flow. But what if you want to also send the user to another flow based on the keyword they type in. So how would you overcome this challenge? Because the user is still stuck inside of this question flow. Now, inside the keyword section, we have an additional function, which is called hot word. And hot word, if we hover over it, when the bot user answers a question, the normal keywords will be ignored. However, hot words will be checked before validating the user input for question. So that means that whenever a user is inside a question node of any type, so we have different types like number, email, URL, phone number, date, time, choice, multiple choice, rich media, and so on. Even if the user is inside of a question node, if you use the hot word, it will still check the user's input first to see if it can connect with any of the available keywords that have the hot word enabled, then send them towards the flow that is connected to that keyword instead of continuing inside of this flow. So if we were to set up a different keyword, so let's say pricing, and then from here we just leave the filter to pricing, and we also set the keyword as such. We will leave the reply text optional to empty, and we're now going to enable the hot word. We are going to trigger a different subflow, so let's go with pricing. And we're going to save this. So what does this mean? So even if the user is stuck inside of this question node, if the user then starts typing something about pricing, as we have set up inside of this automation keyword, it will then still trigger this flow because we enabled the hot word. And this is a fantastic way to get users out of certain flows they don't need to belong in anymore. And that way you will see that the user will be able to move along. In order to test this, let's first connect towards a simple text node inside the help needed flow. And then from here, let's just say, thank you for the input. The team will review it now and come back to you shortly. So this will be the standard default reply after a user ends up in this flow. So first let's test this and let's disable the hot word for a second. Let's test this out. Let's start a conversation, and then from this conversation, let's first use the keyword help, which triggers the keyword for support. Now, if we are going to type something like, hi, I need some help, is anyone there? You can see that the question node, sure, how can we help, is now triggered. So if we're going to take a look, you can see that this message is triggered. Now, even if I'm going to type the second keyword, pricing, we are not going towards the pricing flow. And the reason for this is because we did not enable the hot word for this. And if we're going to take a look how the logic would go, then you will see that we will get this message even if I start to type something about pricing. So if we go back, let's say, hi, I want to know what the pricing is of your services. And now you will see, thank you for the input. The team will review it now and come back to you shortly, which corresponds with the logic inside the flow that after the question node, the user just continues towards the next step. So if we now enable the hot word for the pricing, we should now instead get this flow instead of this message. So let's try it out again. Let's say, hi, I need some help, please. We will get the question node as stated here. But now if we type something about pricing, we should not get this text node, but instead we should get this one. Our pricing is as follows. So let's test it out. Let's say I want to know the pricing of your services. So once we press enter, let's see what happens. And you can now see that we are overriding the question node itself. And instead of going here, we're now going towards the flow connected towards the hot word pricing. And again, if we check that flow, we will now end up inside of this section. So one last keyword that we want to cover is the keyword for unpausing the automation. So keyword to resume the automation when the bot is paused. And with this, we mean that if the conversation with the user is paused, which we can do here. So let's say we are pausing the bot for 30 minutes. If we are now going to set up a keyword, so let's say resume chatbot, we can now go with the filter keyword to resume automation, and let's say continue. We can also trigger a subflow. So let's create a new flow for this. Let's say resume automation, press add, and now this flow is connected. Let's save this and let's go towards that specific flow. So let's go to the root folder, and here we will see the resume automation. And let's set up a really simple text message. Let's say automation is now resumed. So to conclude, we have now set up a new keyword to resume the chatbot automation, and that this will only be triggered at pressing or typing continue. So whatever I'm going to type now, hi, is anyone there? You will see nothing gets triggered because the automation is still paused. And as you can see, no responses are coming in. But if we're going to type the word continue, you will see that the automation now has sent the user towards this flow. But if we check the live chat, you will also see that the pause automation has now been cancelled and the conversation with the chatbot is now resumed. So you can see that using keywords might be a really underrated value, but can really help you in triggering different kinds of flows and also allow you to resume a chatbot based on the keyword, even when the conversation is paused. So we hope that this tutorial helped you on understanding the power of keywords and the many different kinds of aspects, because you can even go with, if the message is an image, a sticker, audio, video, file, location, or even a thumbs up, you can also set up a keyword for that to trigger a specific flow. This concludes our very first tutorial in the new series of 101 Mondays. And again, we hope you enjoyed it. For now, take care, and we'll talk to you really, really soon.